On this video, I have 4 boutique style DIY decor you're going to love. Hey everyone, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. My name is Leah Nepp and let's get started. For this DIY, I am going to start with this ring wreath form from the Target dollar spot. It was only $3 and I love it. I'm going to create a wreath using a canvas here or a canvas wreath using drop cloth here. And I have had this drop cloth now for so long, ever since like the Christmas season. And I have some leftovers, so I am going to use 6-inch wide piece. Using my Cricut, I cut out the word welcome, and I am going to stencil it right on the drop cloth using a makeup sponge and Waverly chalk pen in the ink. I'm going to place it right in the center and I am going to secure it on the back. I'm going to use hot glue. The key here is that I want it to be snug enough where it's not going to fall off, but at the same time not looking stretched. So I'm just going to hot glue the one side first. Any side is fine. I'm just going to hot glue it just so that it is hot glued. And then when I'm doing the other side, I am going to stretch it just a bit more so that it is snug and it's not going to, again, slip off. For extra, I guess, security, I'm just going to add some hot glue right where the drop cloth as well as the ring meet in each corner. That way it just adds a little bit more security. Now I'm hoping this wreath is in a covered porch. I'm actually going to sell this one. So, but we'll see. Anyways, I am going to take these florals and I am going to wrap around in the center, joining them together with some jute twine. And then I'm going to hot glue it to the left side of the welcome word. And I'm also going to take some floral wire and I am going to tighten it on the back. So I'm just going to thread the wire. I'm going to do it 3 times or in 3 spots. I'm going to thread it just like you see here and I'm going to tighten it really tightly in the back, again, just to make sure it's nicely secure. And then I'm going to take a peony. This all came in the same pick, in the same flower bush. And I'm just going to thread. I'm going to add hot glue and then I'm going to thread the stem right through the drop cloth. And then on the back, I'm going to bend it just again, secure it a little bit more. But of course, it has a ton of hot glue, so I don't think it's going anywhere. To cover up the wires from the back, I'm just going to take another piece of drop cloth and hot glue it to the back, making sure it looks nicely finished. And then I am going to take some Dollar General ribbon, and I'm going to place it or loop it in the top so that it can be hung. And that's it for this one. A beautiful, beautiful wreath. I love the way this turned out. So chic, so boutique style. And yeah, I may keep it, but I think I am going to sell it. For this next DIY, I'm going to take this piece of scrap wood. It came from a doorway from a house we were flipping several months ago. I'm going to remove the smaller piece of trim that's on top. Then I'm going to sand it down smooth. Once everything was sanded and wiped off, I'm going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. And once that was dry, I am going to sand it again. This time is to distress it. I am using my palm sander and a 220 grit sandpaper. And then I'm going to add some very simple handles using some Dollar Tree nautical rope. I'm going to loop it into like a circle, and then I'm going to overlap the bottom, and I'm going to tie it using some jute twine. I'm going to tie it 3 times, and I'm going to make 2 handles. I'm now going to add them to each side of the board. I'm going to hot glue first, and then I am going to brad nail it so that way it's a little bit more secure. I'm going to take these vases. It's a set of 3 that I got at the Target dollar spot. They were all 3 for $5, which is a great deal. I'm just going to place them right on top, and then I'm going to place some greenery faux boxwood right inside, keeping it very simple, very chic, but also has like a really farmhouse kind of boutique style that I really love. My friends, don't forget that this month's giveaway is a crafting heat gun. If you would like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is watch and comment. Any comments made in March of 2021 will be entered to win this giveaway. For this next DIY, I'm going to take some foam board from the Dollar Tree, and I am going to make a 6x6 square. And then I am going to mark on each side every 2 inches. And then I am going to mark or make a straight line from one dot to the other on the first dots on each side, if that makes sense. We're going to make hexagons. Now, I did not somewhere, I did not measure this right. I thought I did, but just do as I say, not as I do in this case, okay? So just, again, 6x6, mark every 2 inches, connect the 2 outside, and then you'll have a nice, even hexagon. But don't worry, I fixed it, but just to let you know. So I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut here, and the straighter the lines, of course, the better. It'll just make it look a lot cleaner. And then I'm going to use the first hexagon and use it as a guide to make 3 more so I can have a total of 4. Foam board actually sands down very easily, and it leaves a very smooth edge, so I'm just very lightly sanding the edges to make sure it's nicely clean. And then I'm going to take some Dollar Tree cork paper and I am going to place them. It has a sticky side, so I'm going to place 2 of them, and I am going to then cut out the excess using my rotary cutter. Now, I learned that if you cut something sticky with a rotary cutter away from you, so if you cut towards like the outside, so away from you, it sticks to the blade. But if you cut towards you, then it doesn't stick. So there's a little tip for you. The remaining 2 hexagons, I am going to glue some of this beautiful brick gray and white craft paper from Michaels. I'm going to use glue stick to stick them in there, and again, just cut out the excess. I am now going to take this leftover little greenery that I had from a pick. I believe it was from Dollar Tree. I'm going to hot glue it to the center of each brick ones or brick hexagons. And then I'm going to make a very simple jute twine bow, and I'm going to hot glue it right on top of that so you don't see that stem and the glue there. And then because these are made out of foam board, they just easily can stick on the wall using like painter's tape, or if you want to use command strips, you know, the ones with the little Velcro, you can, but it doesn't need it because they're not heavy at all and they can stick with tape. So that's what I did to show you here what it would look like. I think they turned out so stinking cute. Alright, so for this next DIY, I'm going to take this children's puzzle from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to flip it on the opposite side. So we're going to get rid of the little cars and trucks, which is, they're nice, but they're not good for this DIY. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to use the wooden side. I'm going to take this faux black leather that I get on Amazon. I do have it on my Amazon store, which is linked down below. I'm going to cut a piece, which is right about 2/3 of the board. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of excess to one side. And that's just because I want it to kind of bubble a little bit in the middle. So I'm going to hot glue first, and then I'm going to add some faux tags. And the reason why I did not just tack it with a hammer is because for some reason my tags were not hammering well. They're really inexpensive from the Dollar Tree and they were bending instead of going through. So I ended up just hot gluing. It worked fine for what I needed it, but I think it would have been a lot nicer to just tack it directly to the board. Now, I used hot glue to hot glue the faux leather to the board, and that worked great. However, hot gluing the tacks, like I'm going to be doing here in a minute, I did remove the little prickly part from the tacks. I ended up having to remove the tags after they were all hot glued and glue them again using E6000 because they were not sticking very well. So if you're going to recreate something like this, I suggest just go ahead and go straight to the E6000, or maybe something a little bit more permanent, and that way it'll glue permanent. But other than that, everything turned out really well, and I'm just going to place tags all around the faux leather. I did put a piece of jute twine string on the back. That's just to hang it. Now I am going to keep this one. I'm not going to sell it. If I were to sell it, I would cover the back with maybe some black fabric, but because I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to cover it. Now I'm going to take these lamb's ear from Walmart, and I'm just going to place 2 here. But really, something like this, you can add any florals you want for any season. I just wanted to keep it on the simple side because I think the tags being gold, it just adds a lot of drama. And but I just love the way it turned out. It looks very boutique, very high-end, and I love it. This is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun filming, and if I were to choose my favorite, I think I would say it would be the 3 little vases with the wooden plank or wooden board. Let me know in the comments though, which one is your favorite. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you consider subscribing. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna have a playlist here with tons more of inspiration for you. As always, have a blessed day. Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.